September 6, 2018. Now that's the day when the Supreme Court of India made a historic judgment, reading down Section 377 and decriminalizing homosexuality. Now more than 2 years have passed, but has anything changed on the ground for same-sex couples? Do they face less social discrimination, less taboos? And is there more family acceptance? These are questions well worth pondering about because we read reports of prejudice and intolerance every now and then. For instance, the Allahabad High Court recently directed the reinstatement of a home guard who had been sacked from his job simply because a video in which he was seen displaying public affection towards his partner went public. Now, with Valentine's Day around the corner, we reached out to a few same-sex couples and asked them if they would be willing to share their life and experiences with us. And Muhilan Murugan said yes. Now we have him with here today. Now Muhilan works with an NGO to preserve and conserve our domestic heritage. He also conducts heritage walks in Chennai and is an Ellure artist. So Muhilan, can you tell us something about yourself? What you identify as and how did you come to terms with your gender identity?
It's been 2 years since I came out to my parents. Once I came out to my family, I didn't came out. It was an accident that I came out to my family. I had a relationship before this, and I broke up with my boyfriend back then. And my brother found out that I've been mourning on my breakup. So he came to know that I broke up with someone, and he asked me about that. And I didn't hide it. I thought, okay, this is the time I should tell him. And I just told him. After that, he didn't really talk about that very much. And once he was not comfortable handling me alone, he told me that he needs some help, so he wanted to tell to Amma. So that's how he told Amma by himself. And I didn't felt hesitant. I was like, okay, fine. Anyway, I have to do it some other time. Why not this time? At first, my mom was devastated, and the thing is, she was ignorant. She was ignorant, and she thought she didn't know the difference between gay and trans women. So that was a very, very huge misunderstanding for my mom. And I had to explain her about my gender and my sexuality. Gender and sexuality are two different things. Most of the people, they do misunderstand. They misunderstand this thing between gender and sexuality. So that's the same thing happened with my mom, and that's the coming out scenario. But for me, when I came to know about my sexuality, it's very we call it this thing. It's just an attraction, right? Sexuality is nothing but an attraction. You get attraction towards someone at any point of time. For me, the first attraction came when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
I crushed on my classmate, and I was like very possessive on him, and I told him that I love him when I was 8. And being raised in this heteronormative society, I also thought that only male can marry female at the age of 8. So I told him that I'll go to Mumbai and get transitioned, and then I'll marry him. And later on, sometimes I myself found stupid, and I told him that no, I'll not do that. Why should I undergo surgery? I'll just marry you like that. So it started that way. And attractions, it's very a broad spectrum when it comes to sexuality. And we now in India, we talk about all this sexuality and genders. But back in Vedic age, I feel that there are texts. I still remember few of my friends were talking about Bhagavata Purana and another Natya Shastra, talking about gender and sexualities. How many sexualists do you know, Priya?
So I just wanted to ask you, let's talk about life before Section 377 was read down. So do you think, having such an archaic law in place, did it impact your personal life and relationships?
Before 377, I was bit scared to go out in the public.
Okay.
You can say that. But also, when two guys or two girls, they walk hand in hand, people never judge them for that. Okay. If they caught up being more intimate, then people used to bully them.
Okay.
So the way before 377, and people, they refuse to talk about same sex and transgenders. But
okay.
after 377, people came to know what that article 377 mean, and so many were talking about that, and people are becoming more aware of section 377.
Okay. But has it changed things on the ground for same-sex couples, as I, asked earlier?
For me, I would say things have not changed much.
Okay. In what sense?
The thing is, like, my friends, when after coming out to my parents, I came out to my friends. Friends are my chosen family. So I came out to my friends and they were like, so what? What's next? Is this a very big news? You're okay, that's all.
Yeah.
We are. Am I coming and telling you that? No, right? You don't have to do that. You are my friend. I love you for what you are and who you are.
Yeah.
So no matter what my sexuality was, my friends were very supportive to me. They were my moral support. And after 377, everyone were like texting me and congratulating me. But I couldn't enjoy that celebration as such, because I came out of my house on that same day, so I couldn't enjoy so much. But at the same time, I felt a bit relieved that after I kicked out, and the section is like now decriminalized. So that was the thing on my mind. And other than that, most of the office spaces where I have been, it has been a very open and very supportive space, safe space, you can say. One of them is my Akka Tripura Sundari Sevel. She does so many works in around Madras. So what she gave me is a safe space. When I come to it is a very safe space. No one is going to judge me. No one is going to it was a very beautiful space. So people are aware that there should be no discrimination as such, but inside them somewhere they have this discrimination, but I don't know why that is happening. And people are still aware of not discriminating.
Okay, you say there is still discrimination, right?
Yes.
What kind of discrimination have you had to face maybe in the recent past?
After 377, the discrimination which I faced is Avanani. The term, the bullying term is like very simple. Avanani. It's a Tamil. It was in a Tamil movie, and people still call us Avanani. In that slang, they bully us, and even the cyberbullying is still there. You can see a lot of mocking and bullying stuff around the internet everywhere. Instagram pages, Facebook posts, everywhere. The cyberbullying is still there. Though 377 was read down, I don't see cyberbullying as got down, or even schools. I've seen few people who still were discriminated in schools after 377, which is very which is a very worrying factor.
So what do you think it will take to change all this?
People should stop talking about this. They just talk about this. They don't have to react. They just have to talk. Once they talk about that, they'll get to know what's there inside this discrimination issue. This is not only about the discrimination; it's also about the acceptance. When people they start talking about these things, then there will be acceptance, and then people will be aware of these things. That's the main issue. What I see will be more than enough for accepting, supporting, and yeah.
Yeah, but reading down Section 377 has brought the topic into public discourse, right? I mean,
Yes.
it's at least a baby step forward.
Yes, that's the thing which I love and which I agree on. People, when they started to talk about it, and people were like openly, they have started to take short films and movies and documentaries about Section 377, and still, the cyberbullying is still there. Even now, after Section 377 has been read out, people still use the same term for bullying the queer people. That is very, that is very sad. And I whenever I feel some hatred comment or a hatred documentary online, I just I can't stand that.
Okay. You are in a relationship now?
Yes, I'm in a beautiful relationship.
Sorry?
I'm in a very beautiful relationship now.
Oh, that's good for you. So can you tell me, what is it that, as a part of a same-sex couple, what is it that you and your partner desire to see in the future? What kind of changes would you like to see legally, socially?
Socially, so far, currently we are living together.
Okay.
And as I said earlier, my mom was like a very arrogant person before when I came out. Now my mom is a very sweet person. She always makes lunch for us on the Sundays, and she asks us to join for lunch, Sunday lunch. And that too, my mom loves my boyfriend, and she always makes what's best for my boyfriend, what my boyfriend likes. She never makes the food for me now. So it's like they have become very close to each other, and they left me alone now. So that's the thing about.
No, I was asking you, what are the changes that you would like to see legally, socially? Do you like marriage, adoption? Would you want to, all that to happen?
About marriage and adoption. See, marriage is something which is it's like a social. It's for like telling everyone that we are married, we are a couple now. So it's not only for that. If I had an accident suddenly, and only my partner is with me, and the doctors will be asking for my parent's signature, not my partner's signature. Yeah. They'll be waiting for me. They'll let me die, and they'll be like, no, only parents should come and do this thing and that thing. You can't do it. I don't want that. My partner should be there. That's why he is my partner, right? And getting this marriage right is like, I wanted to. My boyfriend, he's a foreigner.
Okay.
If I want, I can get married in his place, but I want to get married in my country.
Okay.
So if that has to happen, marriage equality has to happen. And yeah, we wanted to start our own family.
Okay.
Adoption is the key for that, or surrogacy is the key for that.
Okay.
So yeah, we would like to have kids, and just love kids. And I told him like I want 3 kids, so be ready for them for that.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Hope we see all that happen sometime in the near future. Thank you very much for being like a part of this show. Thank you.
Thank you.